Hey, lots of explosions. I love that one. You can shake the building too, like this. That would really make the effect work. What's happening, everybody? Music Therapy Laz here. On a Sunday morning, I'm wearing my Deutschland hat. That's right, Deutschland. Deutschland. I was in Deutschland. Also wearing my Danville Music shirt in, I guess, kind of in celebration of Phil McKnight's purchase of a very nice guitar from my local mom and pop shop that I've often shot video with Johnny Bean included and just myself as well. Very, very cool. And sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late, everybody. It looks like we've got a bunch of people in. Let's say hi to the first people in here in the beginning here. We got 5 people in the chat. We got Mike Olson saying, hey, Laz. Missed me last night. I know. Domestic obligations is what I call it. You know, we were watching movies. We actually were watching some show last night, and it was kind of a bummer I missed it because it was a really kind of poignant and you know, important in some ways, especially to my channel, Music Therapy Laz, because originally I thought of the name out of the aspiration or what you might want to call my aspirations has always been to help people, but I wanted to do something regarding music and therapy because I always thought that would be a cool job to have, work in music therapy. And I did go back to school and studied not music therapy, but some psychology. It's the first couple years, so I still have more to finish at my late stage in life, but it's still something I aspire to do because I'd like to do something that helps people, and music is a wonderful way of doing that. We've got Janice in the house, and so yeah, last night. Oh, Lucas is here too. What's up, dude? Good evening, or it's late afternoon there, right? Yeah, so early evening, I think, right? Late afternoon. And we got William De Silva also saying, hey, what's up? And everyone's saying hi to each other. Johnny Bean, dude, if you want to come to the show, just say hey, and I'll send you a link. But I was going to do the String Butler, so I didn't know if you even wanted to be here for that because it's a pretty simple install thing. And I was just going to talk a little bit about your show last night. So if you want to jump in, I'll send you a link right now and tell me what you want to do. Guitar Man 45 also here, so we got more people popping in. That's awesome. I know I put the show together last second here, where Eddie Van Halen does all his best work. That's where I was putting the show's thumbnail together this morning. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go watch that MTV studio tour of 5150, and he describes his setup there, not in detail, but you know, a little bit of information there. So once again, for those newcomers, I'm wearing my Danville Music shirt. I bought this at Danville Music because I like to support these small mom and pop stores. I actually bought a bunch of pedals and some stuff from them. I haven't bought a guitar yet there because they've got really nice, expensive guitars, and they've offered to give me a deal on the PRS Mira, which might be a guitar at some point in the future I might buy from PRS. I still haven't bought a PRS guitar. I came that close to buying one of the John Mayer the Mexican, made in Mexico, made in, what am I talking about? They're not Fender anymore. Made, I guess, made in Korea or made in China ones. I guess, are they made in Korea? I think they're made in Korea, right? PRS still, not in China anymore. I don't know. But everyone's saying hey to each other. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I've got things kind of set up here in a makeshift kind of manner. I don't have my extra camera thing. I mean, I could probably do that. Let me see. How do I do that? My phone battery's low though. I should have had it plugged in while I was sleeping, but I was silly. I did not. How do I do that? I just go over here to Chrome and I just click on this thing and say enter the studio, right? Then I can create my own, and that's going to cause some kind of a feedback loop. So I got to go let me go get my earplugs, and I can plug my earplugs in, and then it won't interfere, right? Mod cam, I'm going to call it. Let's see if it feeds back. Well, I'll have to put headphones on then. So you know what? Let me go get those earbuds, because when I use the earbuds, it kind of and I turn the volume down. I think it works. I think. Let's see. Let's see if that works. My theory. See if my theory works. It's a music store shirt. Oh, I forgot Limón. I have to go get Limón. I forgot Limón too. I was gonna grab Limón. My sweetie's gonna get Limón for me. Well, let's see if this works. I'm gonna enter the cam. Hold on, let me plug this thing in. Let's see if this works. If I can get this all together here for you guys. I know I'm still not professional. Well, I'm not getting paid for this either. I think professionals get paid, don't they? Mod cam. All right, let's see. All right, how's that? Oh, I'm hearing some feedback in my ears. Do you guys hear something? Let's see if I turn this down. Turn everything down. Everything. No? Well, I still hear like an echo. Do you guys hear an echo? Thanks, hon. Hold on. So, mommy gets you right out of the sleepy cage. Oh, there you go, right to the computer. Come. There you go. All right, so that's my setup there. It's my coffee. There's that. String Butlers over here. Oh, I'm making a lot of noises. What's all the noises? How's that? Is it still echoing? You guys hear an echo? Underwater sound. Okay, it's not going to work. Anyway. Well, just going to show you guys. I'm going to put it on here like this. Something like that, right? All right, I'm going to get rid of this now. There we go. Is that better? No more underwater sound? Yeah, echo in full effect, see? Yeah. And what's funny is that in the past, I was able to eliminate somehow the echo, and there was no problems with the echo. Hold on, let me try one more time. Let me try taking that off. There's a way to turn the plug this thing into before it dies. There was a way to turn this microphone all the way down. There's something about it. I used to be able to use my phone as the secondary camera, and nowadays I can't. Let me try that one more time. Tell me what happens. See, I can't wear earbuds with this. Okay, well, let me mute that. All right. Nope. See? Oh my God. Not good. Just doesn't work. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get the studio room done. I have some other cameras that I have that I'm hoping to hook up and use in here, but I need to get one of those camera switchers. What are they called? The Black Magic those little mini camera switcher things. So there's that. So I'm just gonna leave the phone here. Might as well put YouTube on, and then I'll send Johnny a link so he can make fun of me. Failing again on YouTube. Let me see. How do I do that? I go into here. I go, where was it? Yeah, right here. I go to here. I click that. I just share or invite a guest. Copy that. And I send it to Johnny. Here we go. Paste. Today's stream. Yeah, he said right on. If you dare. Anyway. This is a hodgepodge of a show today. So let me say hi to the new people in the chat while I stir my coffee with my left hand because I'm ambidextrous. Not really. I sound fine now. Yeah. Thanks, R2. R2, R3, locking nut, always in with a witty comment. A witty man he is. Smart guy. Yeah. He knows all about the nut issue, right? So when you play Gibsons or you just play shredder guitars, dude, let me know. Oh, by the way, I'm using that pedal show cup today. Hopefully I'm not going to spill this over the top of this beautiful guitar. Yeah, I know, little guy. Aren't you excited to be in the show? How about that? Why are you turning your back to the camera? Are you camera shy? And they do recommend that if you're gonna put a string string buckler, if you're gonna put string butler on your guitar, you should put some new strings on. So I grabbed this pack of 10 to 48s, and this is the let me grab. Well, I'm using it as kind of like a. All right, I'll show you guys. This is kind of funny. See if I pull this out. Oh my god! If I pull this out, this is gonna tilt at an angle. So what I did was I took this string package, and it's the David Gilmour Signature GHS Boomer set, and I wrapped it up like this, and I use this as a little wedge underneath my little laptop tray here so that everything's even. That's how we do it here at the Music Therapy Laz channel, because we don't got a lot of money for fancy stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna put the string butler on here, and they recommend that you change the strings when you do that, and we'll see if it makes any kind of a difference. Hey Leo, what's happening? I have a Gibson Les Paul with P90s. Ooh, dude, that's nice. That's nice. I'd love to have a guitar like that. That's nice. Actually, is it one of those Pro Series ones or ones with that like clear knob? What are those things called? The modern ones, Modern Pro or something like that. Yeah, that's not a Warwick bass. Good guess though. That's actually a Spectre bass. That's on the wall there, William De Silva, and it needs to have. That's the one that my brother Andy wanted me to change the color to like a more like a blood red color, but now he's kind of liking the brown. So I'm just going to put some strings on it because it just has the high string, the high E. Is it an E? It's EADG. Is it a G? I never tried that. I never figured that out. I think it would be like. Right, hold on. But it's a 5 string. So it would be an EADGB. Hold on, I gotta take this off. Let's see. I have no idea. That thing's out of tune. It was sitting in a bag for the longest time. So you have a 2018 Les Paul Classic with the black. Oh, very cool, dude. That must look sick. Yeah, so that's why I changed the speed knob, the knobs that came originally on this D'Angelico to these speed knobs. Oh no, he flew away to where the drums are. That's not good. You silly bird. Every time I lift up a guitar, he freaks out. Oh, my little one. Oh my god, you went all the way underneath the drums. What are you doing underneath the drums, little one? Went all the way under the drums. You don't like the guitar? Here, make friends with the guitar. Make friends. This is beautiful guitar here. Make friends. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, but what I was starting to say before, yeah, like a Rick Beato signature. Yeah, I think his is a studio, or is it a standard? I think he does it he has like a studio. Is yours a studio? Will I ever have the capability to send you super chats? Mike Olson, good question. I think to have super chats, you have to have 1,000 or more subscribers. So help me get more subscribers. I'm getting close to working my way up to 600 right now. You know, I haven't had any of those like breakout viral videos or anything like that. So if I had something like that, that would help. Get a bunch of subscribers. And I refuse to like buy subscribers or do any of that kind of thing. So I want this to be an organically grown community. All these words. So stupid. Yeah. There's so many millions of people doing YouTube now to try to break out. It's pretty hard. But I'm in it for the long run, you guys. I want to keep doing this for as long as I can, and I want to do more of the music therapy thing too. Hey, Rody, what's up? Rody's Jam Cave in the house. I want to do more of the music therapy kind of stuff too. Sean Hockey, yeah, man. Right? Yeah, it does sound like that. I love the sound of P90s, but of course they're single coils, right? So they can be a bit noisy, just like other single coils. But sometimes the noise is part of the sound, right? Just like a good old JCM 800 or something, right? So yeah, so that's exactly homegrown, exactly, Sean Hockey. So here's a seriously what? Here's a seriously big barbecue jam that I could go to this afternoon, but I have no enthusiasm to drive to this place that is difficult to get to and to carry my gig bag down a long path. Yeah, that's the thing. The older we get, the harder it is. Maybe you should just call someone there and just say, "Hey, can I just come and play on one of your guitars?" You know, and that way you don't have to carry your stuff there, and you can just sit in. You know, find out if there's somebody there you can just sit in with. Because I've done that. Where I'll just go and I'll play on the drums. That's what's nice about playing multiple instruments, you guys. If you can learn other instruments to play, you can, jump in and play the drums or play the bass or play the keyboards. And I'm not like an expert at all, but what they say about, um, what do they say? A master of none, kind of like. So you're adequate at everything, but a master of none of them. What's up, Mike Neese? What's up, Trev? Symmetry's in the house. Mike's in the house. Yeah, 18 people already here. That's awesome, you guys. Do you mind if I take a sip of my coffee? I have yet to take a sip of coffee yet this morning. We were up late last night. We didn't watch the Johnny Bean show. We weren't part of it, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, because we had a nice evening together, my sweetie and I. We're just binging some new TV show, kind of a short show kind of thing. It was pretty interesting. What was it called? Echoes. Yeah, Echoes. It was about like twins that switch throughout their life. They've been switching, and it's like this really weird kind of story, but intriguing at the same time. I can never imagine someone doing that, and if that was done to me, or if that happened, I mean, one of the characters, like this psychologist kind of guy who gets married to one of them, and it's fascinating. It's a fascinating kind of view into, I guess, some people's possible fantasy lives. Because I don't know if it actually ever has happened, but I'm sure it's happened where people who are twins switch. But people could tell. I mean, couldn't you tell? Like, there's things that are so different about people that you can tell, right? I mean, I'm sure they can kind of fake some things, and you can, But anyway, it's kind of weird. But it was an interesting show. Yeah, you vent away, Janice. This is the venting show here. Vent, vent. You can vent. I mean, if you need to get out your inner, you know, vent away. Or you can vent this way too. There's all kinds of venting allowed. Um, I mean, we hope you don't vent this way. That's not the kind of venting we want happening in the show. Oh my God. Yeah, I need more coffee. You're going on your third cup, Archie. Right on, dude. Well, toast to you with coffee. Do people toast with coffee? I think toasting is always with alcoholic beverages. And I have my bagel here because I haven't had my breakfast yet. But I can't really take a bite of that while I'm talking, So it's going to just sit here getting cold. But, yeah, you want the groan thing. Where's the groan thing? Are you talking about this? That's like the face of death. The face of death button right there. Is that the one you wanted? Non-muso types have no idea how much lugging around gear and traveling we do to play live. It's all worth it most of the time. Yeah, Deja Voodoo, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Sometimes just to go play at my cousin's all the way in Oakley, which is like a 45-minute drive there, and then lugging everything in, setting everything up. By the time I'm set up and everything, and I have to lug everything from here to the car, and then package everything in nicely so nothing breaks, and then you get it over there. So easily about 2 hours or 2.5 hours of the night goes into you packaging it up, setting up, and then tearing down and bringing it back, whereas everyone just goes their parties and leaves, and has a good time. But I really enjoy the playing, so I like to hang out and party too and talk and whatnot. But for me, it's all about the music a lot of the times. Mike Neese, what do you have? No, yeah. Mike Neese says, I've had a 30-ounce Red Bull and now drinking Mountain Dew, so it's full steam ahead. Holy mackerel. Are you at work, dude? It's a weekend. That's the kind of stuff I would think that you might do when you're working. It's a Sunday. It's a long weekend too. Are you out like partying somewhere? Because it's like midday for some of you guys, right? So I think Mike, you're out in the East Coast, right? Yeah. You vented the wrong way this morning, and my wife was not happy. Yeah. R2, R3. Yeah, Leo saying hey to Blackjack Guitar. So I was hoping that BC Rich 581 would be here because he's the one who sent me this String Butler in a little plastic bag. So it didn't come with the instructions, so I had to look it up online. It's missing the two washers that I think you're supposed to use, on it. But what I'm going to do is I might even have some extra washers. Should I look for that right now? Let me see if I can find that. I should look for that before the show, right? But I was barely making it to the show on time as it was. Right, a lot of noise. So I got this handy little box of stuff. I have some things organized. Hopefully I don't dump this coffee right over the edge here. Let's see if something in here will work. I don't know. I might just use two of these, but they don't look nice washers. I don't think that's going to make it over that. No, that won't work. Yeah, I think they're specially sized washers because they have to have a large enough ring to go around the post of the. Oh, here's something. That might work, but I only have one. See if I can find a second one like that. Ah, I'm lucky. So now if that fits over it, I can use that. Because what they send this with is a plastic washer. And let's see, does it throw it off center? I don't know. I think that might work. So there's only one way to find out, and that's by doing it, right? Unfortunately, I don't have an extra camera to like show you guys what I'm doing. So how do we do that? How do we do that? Did I send Johnny Bean the? Yeah, I did send him that thing. So let me put this aside so I don't knock it over. Okay, we got that one there. We got this one there. So I was watching some videos on how this thing works, and so you know what? We might as well go over some of the questions that I had about why I would or would not want to use one of these string butlers. So one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to use it is that, first of all, let's say on this, it's already got so much going on the headstock as it is. It's probably not going to interfere too much with the look, So part of the problem I have with it is that if you put this on a Les Paul, I can grab my Les Paul and show you guys what I mean. Let me angle this up here. All right, so part of the problem with using this thing is that it's going to sit right there. It's going to sit there on your headstock, right? And do you want some funky gadget thing sitting there on your headstock like that? Is it going to take away from the look of your headstock? It's going to interfere with your truss rod cover. So in this case, it's made so that it goes right around it. See that? It's made so it goes around the headstock, the truss rod cover, that is. And it kind of covers the bottom part of that deluxe diamond thing that's going on there, right? But this has so much going on already. It almost doesn't matter, and it's not like a perfect like gold like these gold-plated tuning knobs and stuff. It's kind of like this, like brass and gold, So that's part of the issue I have with it. But let me show you what I mean. Let me grab the Les Paul. I had it here. Oh, there it is, up on the wall. Les Paul up on the wall. Yeah, you guys got me singing the other night in Johnny Bean's show. That was pretty ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's stick this on the chair here. Yeah, like that. All right. So, it kind of works to some degree because you got the gold lettering here and stuff, but it's all chrome. And this is, they make these in black and chrome too. And I've seen people that put these on a Les Paul here that have the black headstocks, it's better to get a black one because then you don't see it sitting on here, right? I don't know how to hold that so you can, there you go. You know, but who wants that sitting on their headstock? It kind of looks weird. And then, you know, if it's a black one, it's blocking the Les out of the Les Paul. So you kind of see that there. But okay, so that's the negative. That's the one, I would say maybe just the one negative about it. Right? Let me put this like so you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? Not really. Let me hide that. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's all about tuning stability, reducing the break angle, but I agree, ugly as heck. Hey, Quentin James. What's up? What's up, Q? I don't call him Pops because we're about the same age. I call him Q. I like to call him Q, as in like in the Star Trek show. If you guys are nerds like me. See if I can get the angle better. Anyway, dang it. Yeah, you guys, someday this studio is going to be all put together. I don't know when. When do I have time for this kind of stuff? How many guitars am I up to now? Not all of these are mine, but most of them are. And I would say, let's make a count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Outside 16, 17. In bag 17, 16, 17, 18, 19. And one on the way, 20. I'm up to the 20 number of guitars, which is too much. It's ridiculous. It really, I don't play them all. It's really ridiculous, but it's kind of cool. They're all a little bit different, you know. But does a guy need this many guitars? I'm starting to think this is kind of stupid. Anyway. Yeah, see, R2, R3 locking nut makes an exceptionally good point. And this is what, you know, Lucas and I think Martin is popping in. Can't tag because he's on the mobile. But made a really good point that if your Gibson nut is cut right, and you put a little pencil graphite or something like that there, you know, Big Ben's nut sauce or whatever, you're fine. You know, you shouldn't have tuning stability issues. But where I've seen it happen with people playing live, and I've, you know, I don't play Les Paul a lot, so I don't know. But where I've seen it happen a lot with other players is when they're doing a lot of bends, you know, and suddenly things get out of whack. And you hear that ping, you know, if you hear that ping, then you know that the nut's not cut, you know, perfectly. But there is that massive, you know, that massive angle right there, right? Boom, boom, like that in the D and the G. The D and the G especially. I mean, you got the A and the B also going at quite a bit more of an angle. But, you know, like this guitar is supposedly like a $2,000 guitar, so, but I don't play it long enough to notice it going out of tune. This one seems to, oh, I'm wrong. It's been sitting up on the wall for a while, for about a month and a half or two, actually. But compared to like I'll pick up my, like I picked up my Friedman that's sitting on the same wall. I picked that thing up and it's in tune, and that's a tremolo. You know, this thing's got a tremolo. It's got a vibrato setup. It's got a bridge. You know, and it's even this like aged one. And I picked this thing up and it was pretty much in tune. You know, it actually, they all went out of tune a hair, but all equally. You know, because the neck moved a little bit or something during the change in the weather and whatnot. But this thing is like, let me see, how bad is it? Where's the tuner? Oh, it's outside. I think I have another one in here. I have the tuner. Oh no, I brought it back in. Great tuners, by the way. Strobo Stomp. So let's see. But it's kind of silly to tune this now since I'm going to be. Oh, I got to plug it in. The battery's low. course, the G is off. Everything is pretty close. And from what I understand, this one has a Graphtec nut. It's not plastic. So this is the DC Deluxe. It's a little dusty, I know, sorry. The DC Deluxe does have higher quality parts. But anyway. How do I play the thing? That's it. Anyway, so I thought I'd put it on this because I think it would be less like obvious because there's so much crap on that headstock as it is already. And yeah, I guess let's do it. So I just tuned the guitar, and now I'm gonna pull the strings off. It's kind of funny. Should I mute? Should I mute while I'm using that thing? Go wrong way. Tell me if that's too noisy for you guys. Or are these locking tuners? They are locking tuners. Oh, that's gonna make it a lot easier. Man, I could probably even just do this without changing the strings, but we shall change the strings. And I actually send my old U strings back to D'Addario because you join this club and you get free stuff. I guess I haven't gotten anything. This would be so much faster because I got locking tuners. Probably didn't even need to really turn those. I could have just unlocked it and right? Silly Laz. Silly Laz. Tricks with the kids. All right. I'm going to pull them out one at a time because this is wrap more. Oh, I need to undo it more. Okay. There we go. And I might as well dress the fretboard a little bit, right? And clean this area a little bit while I'm at it. Hey, Rax Effects, what's up, dude? Pooh Ninja also in the house. Charles75N also here. What's happening, dudes? So if you guys don't know why you're here and why I'm here, I'm putting this on the String Butler onto this. My DC Deluxe D'Angelico, because it's gold. And thank you, BC Rich, 581, wherever you are. Wherever you might be, wherever you may roam. All right. Let's get these holes the right direction. Let's get this one this way. Then we can just turn. And voila. So I'm putting on a set of David Gilmour GHS boomers. And I'm just going to do a quick clean here. Yeah, Charles, the myth, the legend, the man, the Sasquatch. No, he's a legend. Let's see who else is here. Yeah, I think that's everybody. I think I said hi to all you guys. Zach Dong. Zach Dong, what's up, dude? Did I say hi to you already? I don't think so. I just want to make sure I say hi to everybody. So these strings are, you know, I think ready to be changed. They are indeed ready to be changed. And there's nothing else really I'd need to do to this guitar setup wise. It's set up pretty good. So thankfully I don't have to mess. Oops. Sorry, little guy. Don't get excited. Don't get excited there, little Limón. You guys see Limón? At least he doesn't chew apart my headphones like the other two birds. But you know, he's still a baby, so he might get a little frisky further along the road, right? Yeah, but I was talking about the Johnny Bean show last night. I didn't make it into that show. It would have been cool too, but we were hanging out, my sweetie and I. And why it would have been cool is because he was talking about the Taylor Hawkins tribute show that was. If you guys haven't heard the news, then you're probably not watching anything on YouTube much. But or you know, I don't know. Did television cover it at all? You know, at Wembley Stadium in England, they had a big tribute show, and members of Queen. I mean, you know, all kinds of people, big bands, people showed up, and it was a 6-hour long free live concert for us on YouTube, right? But now, if you want to watch it, I think MTV pulled it, and now you can watch it on Paramount Plus. So maybe they sold the rights to watching it on Paramount Plus, or maybe it's like what Johnny was saying, is that there was some really weird live comments during the show. So they, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on YouTube lately, where it's scammers and all kinds of stuff. But bottom line is, you know, you can't watch the show on MTV live, and I think they had like 2 million plus views in one day. Yeah, Wolfgang was awesome. I did catch some of that because you can see other people posting some video of it from different angles from outside of the audience and whatnot. What a super cool tribute. I only caught some of it before I fell asleep, and then I watched a little bit this morning as I was waking up and trying to catch a little bit of Johnny's show to talk about. But yeah, Wolfie totally killed it, and you know, and he did finally play some Van Halen, as if he couldn't, you know, come on, give me a break. I mean, there's a whole world of people out there that can play Van Halen stuff that are really good. You don't think the son of the man who gigged with him on tour playing bass and helped him actually figure out songs that even the great Eddie Van Halen forgot how to play. You don't think he can play that stuff? I mean, you know, you don't have your head screwed on straight if you're one of those negative, you know, people out there that like to talk crap about Wolf. You know, he's had enough crap to deal with in his life. He doesn't need more from people out in the world. But you know, there are a lot of people out there that are you know, I guess special and have problems, and they need to get help. And maybe maybe I'm being a little harsh on some people. All right, let me put my psychologist hat on. Um, if you notice that kind of behavior in someone, try to reach out to them and help them in some way. In other words, help them to get some help and realize that their attitude and their behavior is something that's self-destructive. Because if they don't get help, then they're going to have problems in their lives, because that kind of behavior is going to overflow into their workplace, into their personal relationships, into their friendships, their family life, and it's not positive. It's a negative behavioral and I guess even mental. What's the best way to put it? It's not good brain function. It's bad brain functioning. And just like if you have a physical ailment or physical problem and you go get medicine for that and you go get, you know, a surgery for it, or you remove something that's bad because it's detrimental to your health. It's the same thing with the mind. The mind often has problems going on in there. Sometimes you don't even know what the problem is. You need to go to an expert who deals with those things on a regular, everyday basis and ask for and get some help from them to figure out what that problem is, diagnose it, and then help you deal with it. And it's not as simple sometimes as a surgery where they remove something, right? So sometimes mental health issues can be a lot deeper. And we've seen with the Taylor Hawkins story, you know, his life story is that even though he was within a very loving group, a family with the Foo Fighters group, right? and adoring fans and a wife and family and friends, everyone around, right? Yeah, Dr. Laz, that's right, Leo. Not yet, but someday it would be nice to. I aspire to that. Um, but all these loving people around him, and yet still, you know, he took chances with his life, and maybe that was part of the way he lived, and so maybe we shouldn't judge that. Maybe his way of life was living on the edge. He enjoyed, living on that edge. But I don't think it's responsible when it comes to his own life and family and people around him, um, to behave that way, because there are dangers. But it might have been something that he wasn't even aware of and out of control of, and that's what we have to try to be more understanding about when it comes to mental illness, if you want to call it an illness, or if you want to call it just a momentary lapse of reason. It could be that too. Yeah, Puninja. I mean, we all. I mean, back in the day, I think it was Princeton or Harvard did a study to see. They polled and they did some kind of study. I don't quote me on this, but I remember studying about this, and they did a study and they found out that over 85% of Americans that they did this study on, and then that can obviously the way that this stuff works when you do this kind of stuff. You can study 1,000 people and it gives you a pretty good picture of, okay, the rest of the population, right? Statistics. Anyway, so the bottom line is that they found that over 85% of people that they had in the study suffered at that time, were suffering um, some kind of a mental health problem, something that's on the DSM. So this is like basically a textbook. It's like a phone book or a list of all the different kind of mental, you know, problems that people can have. And they were shocked by that, and they didn't even want to put that information out to the direct public, because they would like the aliens are here kind of thing. It would panic people, because then people wouldn't be able to trust their leadership. They wouldn't be able to trust you know, their their family, or the bus driver or the taxi. But what it does tell you is that everyone deals with some kind of a mental health issue. In other words, this is normal. We're going through, that's everyday life. There's challenges, and it's just like the stress of, like, if you're an athlete, the stress of a particular exercise or a move that you're doing. You just have to be aware of it and be careful that it doesn't do some damage to you or people around you. You can't ignore it like it doesn't exist, right? Yeah, so everybody's mad, right, Two Ninja? So the bottom line is, Taylor, I think, knew. He wasn't hinting. He was already telling people that the rigors of the road and the schedule of performing and touring was too much for him. It was getting to a breaking point for him. And I think a lot of us deal with that in regular everyday life and work. And so my sweetie was having that issue with her job, and she switched to a different campus, and now she's happier because it's just different management, different way of things being done. I've quit jobs and worked for myself and stuff, and rather go through the stress of being my own boss and dealing with that, than having to deal with the stress of working at a place, and having to deal with that stress. So, I'm fortunate enough to get by doing it the way I'm getting by. It's, I'm not making a lot of money, but I'm doing all right. But the bottom line is that it has a lot to do with that. Yeah, yeah. Even Limon's a little stressed over here. So what happened with Taylor is sad, because nobody wants to see someone that is so on top of their game like that guy. Hey, Rax Effects, laters, man. Go have a yummy dinner. Enjoy the rest of your evening there in Switzerland. And thank you again for that gift that you sent me many, many years ago. But yeah, as somebody up above asked, if you want to super chat me or something like that, Michaels, and you can PayPal me. I have it in my description if you want to PayPal me. And then I'm actually planning to start doing some kind of channel membership thing, because you don't have to have 1,000 subs to do some kind of a channel membership kind of Patreon thing. And I think I'm going to start doing that, especially once I start doing the Music is Therapy show, because that's going to be a much more involved show with research and getting people in for interviews. It's going to take a lot more time and effort make that show what I want it to be. I have Michael B as the original co-host on that show. He may or may not be able to start that show with me. There are some other things going on with him right now that might make it difficult for him to come on that show. So I might bring a different guest on the 7th, to interview and talk with about. So that's just around the corner here, Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and middle of the morning, 4:30 or something like that in the morning, in Europe. But and maybe I'll I don't know if it makes any sense to stretch that show out to later in the evening so people in Europe and Asia could join in. But the bottom line is to do that show, and I might switch the Sunday show with that show. I might switch it so I can get more people in to the show, because I think the topics are going to be more relevant to not just this kind of situation like what happened with Taylor, but all of us when it comes to how music is a really transformative and helpful. Wow, this fretboard and this guitar looks great. It can be transformative and a very helpful thing to us all, and knowledge is power. So the more knowledge I can learn and then also share with you guys, the better we all are for it, right? Yeah, and he had gotten a lot healthier, Deja Vu. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, he lived life to its fullest. And if you watch interviews with him and Dave Grohl too, they talk about they both feed each other in that way, and they push each other. I mean, look what Dave Grohl broke his leg and continued the concert. He continued that show with a broken leg. Not because he's trying to be macho. He wanted to do it for the fans, and that's kind of the thing, is that you can sometimes avoid, or you'll sometimes ignore. Yeah, right. Yeah, agency is vital. Yeah. So the bottom line is that you can sometimes ignore your own health, and sometimes do the right things for yourself because you're doing things for others. And so you have to find balance, and balance in your workplace, balance in your life is one of the things that we always struggle with, and we have to find a way to find balance, right? So speaking of balance, let's see if this works. I'm going to see if this is going to fit over that. So I think it will. It does look like this is going to work. So let me go ahead and grab my handy dandy. Oh, I bought a special tool for this. Let's see if I can find that. So let's go ahead and condition the fretboard first. I don't think we need to clean it because it's not that dirty, really. Go ahead and grab my handy dandy little. I'm using this stuff right here. I like using my pink pointer. So it doesn't really look like that dry or anything, but I'm just going to give it a little quick conditioning while I've got the strings off, right? I don't know if you guys want to see this, but I could show you if you really want to see it. You? Yeah. Is that a thing longer? Yeah. That's my handy dandy what do you call it? Pointer. My proctologist pointer. But I'm just putting a little of the Dunlop deep conditioner on the fretboard here. Get a little conditioning. It's going to get hotter here in the area. And even though it's fairly temperature controlled here, humidity controlled in this room to some degree, I do have like a little meter on the wall. There he is. It's my Johnny Bean. What's up, dude?
Hey, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed the show. I was having my domestic obligations fulfilled.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess I was fulfilling my obligations. Anyway.
Man, last night was great.
Yeah, man. I was watching it or watching a little bit when I was getting up this morning. And yeah, we're just now talking about Taylor Hawkins and mental health and all that kind of stuff. By the way, right now I'm I'm using this handy dandy little tool I got from Stu Mac. Or is this no, this is not Stu Mac, is it? This is Music Nomad.
Oh, what is it?
It's a Music Nomad. You can actually do this under the strings and, like, polish your frets, or get some fret conditioner on your frets underneath the strings. You can get this into other spots if you need to, that are tight spaces when your strings are on your guitar, to keep things clean and dust free. So I'm just using it right now to spread out some of the fretboard conditioner on this DC Deluxe and D'Angelico. So it looks all nice and shiny. So I'm going to let it soak in a little bit.
Cool. Hey, Limón.
Limon's calling at you. He can't hear you though.
Limón.
I don't have
What
Limón
up,
headphones yet.
And hello, everybody in the chat. I can't see the chat when you're on these things as a guest.
Yeah.
You can't on mobile. You can't see the chat unless you click on it, but then you lose the camera.
You'd have to have a dual screen kind of phone, Johnny, where you can have YouTube on one side, and I can actually do that with my phone. If I wanted to buy I have the flip phone side. I actually have it, and I can just attach it. But I don't want to use. It's too bulky, so I didn't want that. But you could do that where I could attach it, and I can see two screens at once. But I can split screen my screen too. Can you split screen your screen?
No.
Yeah, I can split screen my screen, and I can have like YouTube above and StreamYard below, and then I can see both.
Cool. No, on an iPhone you can't do that.
Yeah,
although I am looking to get a separate phone though for streaming.
Yeah. So man, you got the tone beard is back, I see. Yeah.
The beard is back, although I still have the shirt without it.
Oh, well, that's okay. It keeps people guessing. Yanni Bean, Pooh Ninja's funny. Yanni Bean.
Yo.
Jan. Juan Frijoles.
Yeah. Juan Frijoles. I've heard that my whole life. Juan Frijoles.
Because your last name is Bean.
Yeah.
Well, at least people think it's.
So that's John Bean in Spanish.
It could be in Hungarian. It would be János Bob.
János Bob.
János Bob. John Bean. Johnny Bean. Janci Bobika. Johnny Beanie. Little Johnny Beanie would be Janci Bobika.
Wow.
Yeah, or we could call you Janchika Bobika.
Sure. Yeah, man.
The beard is back. Yeah.
Dude.
So what do you think of the String Butler, dude? What do you think about these things?
I don't know. I have no idea what it does.
Nah, why do that?
I don't even know what you're doing.
It's going to look ugly, John.
Oh, the thing up there?
Yeah.
Well,
so what you do?
Look, Laz, this is something I don't think you get, man. When it comes to musical instruments, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, looks are cool, but it's about sound and performance.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about.
If the guitar sounds like shit and plays sucks, but looks cool, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, I agree with you, Johnny, because let's say you're in the studio and your time is valuable and you don't want to have a wasted track. You want to make sure every freaking track you're playing, your guitar's going to stay in tune and sound great. You don't want to be wasting minutes tuning, and looking bad.
That's why you get the Evertune bridge.
That's why you get an Evertune bridge. There you go. Did you get one? Are you getting one soon?
Not yet. I'm gonna try to get one before that guy moves away, though.
I gotta talk to him because he's selling stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He interviewed Scotty Hill from Skid Row the other day.
Oh, no way.
And they were talking about it. They have Evertunes on their Epiphone Les Pauls, and they use them in the studio for Skid Row.
Oh. There you go.
Which is pretty cool.
Skid Row, man. Isn't that the Sebastian Bach band?
No, Sebastian's not there anymore.
Oh, he's not there anymore, but he used to be. He was the lead singer at one time.
Yeah. But no, dude. I mean, when it comes to guitars, the thing is, there's a lot of people. They love the way the instruments look, and they collect them as collectibles and stuff, and that's cool. But if you're a working musician, if you're a studio musician, if you're a touring musician, you know, it's about sound.
It's about how it works.
It's about sound and performance. I mean, that's how I am though. I mean, I really don't care what my instruments look like. I mean, you guys have seen the stuff I play.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't care about what something. I mean, that guitar I'm playing now, it's just some weird, crappy Strat I threw together, but it has that Vega trem totally made that guitar.
Right.
It has it's a white guitar with a red headstock. It's ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly, but it plays amazing because of that bridge.
There you go.
The Vega tune.
The Vega tune.
Vega trem. The Vega tune.
Well,
the Ever trem.
This might not be working with this washer thing on here. Doesn't seem to be.
But dude, man, yeah, you guys missed out if you guys didn't watch yesterday's Taylor.
Yeah, tell me about it. We did miss out because you can't get it anymore. You have to pay for Paramount
Plus, yeah,
which is $4.99 for a month. So yeah, I mean it's not that big.
That's not bad.
Deal. Yeah,
but yeah, I watched most of it. I watched all the good parts at least, and then talked about it last night.
There you go.
And yeah, a lot of people they can't find it. They're trying to find it. So, you know, YouTube took it down. Which
YouTube took it down, or did MTV take it down?
Well, it was MTV's YouTube channel.
Right. But in other words, did YouTube take it down, or did MTV choose to take it down? Right. That's a big question.
YouTube didn't. Wait, what's up? I just got an email. No, YouTube didn't take it down. MTV made it private.
Okay, that's what it is.
MTV,
so MTV I think, sold the rights to Paramount Plus after the show. Because then how is Paramount Plus the only place that you can get it and have to pay for it to get it? That would be the only way that makes sense, right? That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. All I know is I've got a whole bunch of new viewers now, and I get all these new people like texting me that are very, very
excited.
You ready? Okay. All right, I gotta go. I'll see you guys tonight. I'll see you guys tonight. Sunday night guitar ASMR show. I changed the name.
What does ASMR stand for? I should know.
It's the guitar ASMR.
ASMR is, what does ASMR mean?
I don't know, but
sounds that make you tingle.
Sounds that make you tingle.
That sounds great.
Tinkle.
I gotta tell my wife about that one.
All right. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Later, man. That's so funny. So Johnny's awesome. Johnny Bean, everybody. Johnny Bean. Now, let me show you guys what I got going on here right now. So far I have it like this. Does that look all right? I got to line it up. They say that you want to line it up to how the strings are on the nut. So can you guys see that? See, if I put it down there, it's too low. I gotta set it on my lap. But it does have a little wiggle room right now. But I kind of tightened it a little bit. But I'm just going to center it right to where I think it should be. Oh, everything's falling off this guitar. This thing's falling off. That thing's falling off. Yeah, I think this goes like that. Where did that other piece fall off? The bridge. The bridge fell off. So I was going to put this, because they send you like these thin washers, but these ones are too thick that I found, so I'm not going to put those on. But I put no washers underneath it. Let me find the other part of the bridge that fell. There it is. Leaning over. Here we go. So I think that's the right way. I believe. Is it? All right, you guys tell me, am I doing this wrong or right? Do I have the do I have this in correctly? Does it go that way? Or does it go this way? It's hard to tell. I didn't look. Is it that way or the other way? I think it's this way. I think oh, damn it. I think the screws are on this side, right? I could look at my Les Paul and that should give it away. Let's make sure everything's tight everywhere. Get that tight. Yeah. All right, I'm going to polish a couple other things here. Polishing rag. I've also got this handy dandy little cleaning tool toward the headstock. Thank you. Yes, that's how I have it. So I've also got this handy dandy little tool from Nomad as well. So I'm going to use that to clean all these little spots. And right now, as a matter of fact, if you go to Phil McKnight's website, it's another reason I'm wearing this shirt. He bought a guitar from Danville Music online, and they didn't know who he was, and they treated him totally cool. Of course, my buddy Cameron, you're the man. Cameron took care of him and did an excellent job taking care of him. But you know, one of the three Daves or any of the other guys there, Adam, could have done the same thing. They're all equally awesome there. And yeah, this is holding on, at least right now for the moment. I'm just kind of getting some of the dust off while I can. I can even polish this up a little bit if I want to, but I kind of like it looking a little dirty. It's a player's guitar, you know? Like I'm a player. Anyway, so yeah, looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and now after I let some of that soak in there for a little bit, the fret polish, the fret dressing. And we can go a little long today, by the way. We're already, you know what? Mike's show's on, damn it. Mike's show. I always forget that Mike's show is right after mine. And I always feel bad that I'm keeping you guys from Mike's show. I do tingle when you listen. That's great, Janice. My wife always talks about the tingle. She says that I'm getting tinglings. I like it when she gets tinglings. So should we continue this another time, you guys? Because I don't want to like go into Mike's show. Or are you guys gonna go on the Mike's show afterwards and watch it on the rerun? I don't know. I don't know. How does YouTube like? Is it better that you have views while it's live, or does it matter? Does it just matter that you have views, whether it's live or not live? You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. I'm curious. All these little things about the YouTube experience. Yeah, honey. Yeah, my little limoni. All right. And I'm gonna observe that the nuts here on this guitar are not slotted in any way that it looks like it's breaking. So, you know, the problem being that if the nut is just cut perfectly straight, which this looks like it is, focus. See what I mean? The nuts just cut straight. There's no angle to the slots. And the nut is so wide, you know, so wide, right? That, you know, to angle that, I mean, I don't know. So I think there's a reason why the String Butler could come in really handy on a guitar like this, right? So we're going to line that up just right. And I wonder if that at all interferes with the way the tuner functions. Let me go ahead and tighten that down. Where's my little wrench? Got my ESP tool. Oh, now that makes that difficult, see? Now you can't use the ESP tool on there to tighten that nut. Ah, that's another problem with, see? If you want to use your ESP tool on here, all this stuff's in the way. Oops. See what I mean? This stuff gets in the way. All right, you know what? I'm going to slide this over. So if you try to put this ESP tool on there to tighten that, you can't because all this other stuff gets in the way right here. Right, so then you have to use a different kind of tool to tighten that, like some kind of a nut driver. Let's see if I have that handy dandy nut driver. Not there. I don't have one that's that large, but I did buy. Where did I put that other tool that I bought? I recently bought a tool for that. Ah, here it is. So Phil McKnight also uses one of these. You know, you see this in automotive. Fits any kind of nut, right? Big or small, that fits in there. Maybe this will work. Seems to be doing the trick. Yeah, so this actually works. So let me show you guys what I'm doing. Okay. So with this kind of a tool, you can set it over the nut, and it does get onto it. You can tighten it. There we go. Hand tighten is fine. You don't need to over tighten these things, right? And it looks like it's functioning. Voila. All right. So it's got a matte body, so I don't really need to polish it. That's what I love about satin finish guitars. At least a light colored one like this. If you get a black one or a dark colored one, you're going to see fingerprints, but you can't see any fingerprints on this thing at all. Right? So I don't really need to like polish the body in any way, right? So let's just go ahead and finish this up. Let's go ahead and finish it up. Let's put the strings on. Where did I put those? Here they are. So we'll start with the low, the number 48. And by the way, I do have these handy dandy. I marked them in black, like, you know, magic marker. These are those Music Nomad diamond nut files, right? I don't think I'm going to need to file the one for the number 48 string, but I do have a size 50 nut file, right? And let's see how that fits in there. Yeah, it actually fits right in there, so that nut is already big enough to hold that diamond nut file. That means I don't really need to do anything with that, right? No need to file that. So it easily will fit that 50 sized string. What is that, millimeters, or what is that? Let me see. I've always wondered what that is when it says a size 48. Oops, the strings fell. If you got a size 48 string, what size is that? I don't know. Is it like 0.048 of a, is it 0.48 of a inch? Probably, right? All right, so we're going to string this puppy through. Oh, wow. So now that's a problem. Or is it? So, It's another problem with the String Butler is that I have this, and this is why maybe you might need different size ones. So I'm not going to be able to use this on here. Let me show you why. I'm going to take this out of here before it damages the body. So, and I think they have different sizes. They have type 1, 2, and 3. So see the thickness of this thing, how thick it is? It's about 2 mil, at least maybe 3 mils thick. The problem with that is that it doesn't allow the post enough space for you to get your string in through the hole. So I can't get it through. It's not fitting in. It won't go all the way through because the nut that's on top of here is raised up above the surface, right? That 2 mil at least, and it's not allowing it to, well, it's at least 1.5 mils. It looks like about 2 millimeters to me. This itself is about 3 or 4 mils thick, but right here it's a little thinner, right? But it's still not able to go down far enough to where you can get the string through. So I can't use it. It's not going to function on here. So there you go, voila. Does it work? Not for this guitar. So I'll take this off, you know, at another time. We'll end the show here. Hey, what's up, Daz IWG? Yeah, I think you're right. It's 0.048 of an inch. So it doesn't work. I'm going to hate you forever. Why? BC 581. I don't hate you at all, dude. I'm going to see if it works on here. Even though it's gold, these posts are way longer because the ones that are on this, because of the locking nut, and these posts are shorter on the D'Angelico. I think it'll fit way more easily on these posts because these posts are way longer. Look at the difference. Oops. Okay, hold on. See how much longer the posts are on the Gibson? Way longer compared to the D'Angelicos. So I think it'll work on the Gibson. So we should have started on the Gibson, but I didn't want to do it on the Gibson because it's gold. So I'm going to do it on the Gibson. So I'm going to put strings back on this. And it fit fine on your LTD, right? But these have locking tuners, and maybe it has something to do with the type of locking tuners these are. You know, the posts are only so long going through that big-ass mechanism or whatever. These things are monster-sized tuners. Look at those things. Anyway, so that's the reason. They probably make like 3 versions. I think there's version 1, 2, and 3. And different versions. Yeah, they're really short posts. So the different, they probably do that to eliminate weight on the headstock and the neck, right? Because it's already a semi-hollow body guitar, and then you're adding more weight to the headstock. It's going to be super neck divey. But yeah, they make, you know, version 1, 2, and 3, and that might be why. And I didn't get the paperwork for me because obviously you probably don't have it, and can't do, you know, a comparison knowing which one it is. It might say it on there. If I remove this, I'll remove this and I'll look at it. But I'll put it on the next week. Maybe on Thursday's Gear and Demos show. I'll put it on the Les Paul and see if it works. But yeah, everyone go to Mike CGS Mike's channel. So go to CGS and tell him Laz sent you, right? So China Mike. Say hi to Mike, my buddy Mike Milton. He's an awesome guy. I got to see him at NAMM and give him a big hug. He's going through, you know, some neuropathical, neurological, muscular issues that might, I don't know what it is. It could be ALS. It could be something like that, which would be really, really sad. But he's hopeful that he's going to be able to get some of his speaking function back. With some therapy or something that's going to be going on, he mentioned. But there was so much going on at Heading's show, I didn't get a lot of time to talk with him. But I am planning to have him on my show, but I might have to have him on the Sunday show like this rather than on the regular Wednesday night, you know, music therapy or music is therapy show. So the music is therapy show, we're going to be starting that on this coming Wednesday, actually. And if my buddy Michael B can't make it, if you can, great. If you can't, that's all right, dude. We're gonna co-host that show if possible. If not, that's all right. We're gonna try to work this out one way or another. But yeah, the music is therapy show. Check it out. I should have this all set up already, right? Show. It's going to be Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. PST. That's 10:30 p.m. EST. That 7:30 time kind of works for me because I can usually get dinner in, if not down my gullet and in my tummy. I can at least have it on the table for my sweetie if I'm cooking, and then I can eat after or whatever. But yeah, that's going to be the new show. There we go. Music is Therapy show, and that's going to be Wednesdays. Oops, I forgot to put that. So that's going to be after some other shows that you guys might be aware of and taking part of out there that I'm not. And who knows if I might. Anyway, won't go into that. But yeah, Wednesdays, the Music is Therapy show. And until Wednesday, you guys, hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. If you're out with the family, you know, be careful, be safe, enjoy your time out there. It's going to be hot over here. So, you know, we're probably going to go catch an indoor movie or somewhere AC, air conditioned, or go in the pool. That'd be an idea. How about that? Yeah, there you go. It gets you a chance to get done with your jam and go to on Thursday. There you go, Janice. Janice she's got this. Man, you got the schedule. I'm so jealous of your schedule. You just rock out. That's what you do. You just rock out, and I love that. I got to get into that kind of a schedule. But then I wouldn't be doing these shows, which I kind of love. So we'll have to find a way to do both, right? As a matter of fact, next Thursday's show, the Kieran Demo show, might not be the String Butler. We might, Johnny Bean and I might go live from somewhere on location. Maybe we'll go to that guitar store, but I think they close at 7. Yeah, we might go. You know, we might be eating out again. Or we might go to our place, or maybe we'll do that in a future time. There's a place that does live jams where you can like jam along, jam band style or whatever, jam along at this place called Our Place in Livermore. So if there's anyone that's a Livermorian, is that what they call us? Livermorians? Yeah, maybe we can hang out there, man. And maybe I can invite some friends over there, like Jack the Rabbit. Jack the Rabbit and I hung out last week, and I was hoping to have him hang out with me again the following day, but it didn't work out because of work. And work might interfere again this time too. But I'm going to try to have him come over here and hang out and help me out in the studio a little bit. Yeah, and just play some music. It was great to hang out with him. We basically just hung out and played music in the back patio on some acoustic guitars for like 3 hours. It was freaking great. Anyway, so until next time, you guys, Music Therapy Laz with Limón here, wishing you all a wonderful weekend, holiday weekend. Don't forget that the secret to tone is in your mind, but the feel comes from your heart. Put them together with fingers, toes, hands, nubs, tongues, whatever. I mean, tell me, what else can you use to play guitar? Picks, other instruments too. You can use your lips playing like flute instruments, reeded instruments, right? You can play with bows. That's right. You can play with bows too. So until next time, put all that stuff together, make some music, rock out with your friends, do some collabs. Go to the Metalhead Hippie Show and do some collabs. That's what I ought to be doing, is doing some of that stuff. And rock on, everybody. That's the end of the show. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. That's it. It's over.